I believe that whenever God gives a warning about impending judgment or destruction coming on a nation, He's doing it to give us an invitation to stand in a place of prayer and calling on His name, that judgment would be postponed. It's because He's a God of mercy. He's reluctant to show judgment. He will bring judgment, but He still is not willing that any should perish, but that all would come to know Him. You know, a great example of that is in Genesis 18, where Sodom and Gomorrah were cities that were so filled with wickedness, and God is going to bring judgment, but He warns Abraham in advance because Abraham would stand in the gap. He was a person that would stand before the Lord and say, God, will you spare the city for 50 righteous? And God's amazing response was this: I will spare the city. I believe God was saying, come on, Abraham, keep going. And Abraham says, will you do it for 45? And God says, yes, I will. Abraham keeps going and he says, will you spare the city? Will you spare the nation for 40? And then he says 30 and for 20, and all in prayer he goes all the way to 10. He said, will you spare Sodom and Gomorrah if there are 50 righteous there? And the amazing thing is God says, yes, I will. He longs always to demonstrate His love. He longs always to draw people to Himself. So I believe that we are in that time right now where God is awakening us to come into the place of prayer. I believe I've heard from the Lord that God says He is going to do a move of His Spirit in such a powerful way, and He is going to establish His church in prayer. He will build up His church in prayer and make it a house of prayer. Will you join with us? We're going to commit ourselves to this every Wednesday night, starting this next Wednesday. Actually, we've already started, but you can come this next Wednesday night at 6:30. And we're going to have a time of prayer, and we're going to continue to seek the Lord together. But I believe He's calling all of us into this place. Will you join with us as we pray right here in this room, 6:30 Wednesday night?